You can lead us in today, Joe, because you're having such a great day.
My thing's lower than I want it to be. Such a great day. Nothing's working out for me. Look at me. Tilt this.
I'm a growing boy.
I'm a growing boy. Okay. I think that's... Yeah. Okay. I got it. You know what I like about Emily? Is she knows I'm having a rough day. She goes, you know what?
You started.
You would think a good friend would be like, you know what, Joe? You're having a rough day. I'm gonna start the podcast.
I'm not
like,
an enabler.
You're on the edge. Keep going.
I don't want to enable. You don't want to.
You don't want to enable or help. That's what nice people say. Help. Okay.
Help. It's okay. I started off being like, I hate my face. I hate my hair. My skin looks bad. I shake my leg. I have fat.
Let's start a video podcast then.
I didn't know any of these things before I started doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the way my face looks?
That's...
Like, who would ever have a conversation with me with those reactions?
Welcome, everybody, to If You Would Have Told Me podcast with me, Joe Fernandes, and
Emily Face.
Who hates her face.
And my voice.
And her voice. I think you've said that in the past. I hate my voice. I hate my face.
It's great.
Welcome to the pod.
I didn't know this was going to be audio and visual.
Oh, we just do audio podcast? Oh.
Little did I know.
Yeah. Well, we need it for the clips.
That's true.
I get those reels going.
It's so funny, though, because we'll do reels and sometimes, like, where you pause it, I'm like, ugh. And other times I'm like, oh, I look cute there. Okay. Like,
yeah, it's tough to find, like, the stills.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But some of them, like, I should send some because, like,
oh, please don't.
I have one where you're, like, kind of like, you're not picking your nose, but you're mushing your nose.
I'm mushing my nose.
It's like
with my nose ring, was I doing this? Because I do this all the time.
Oh, that could be, but it was kind of, I'll send it to you.
In my nose?
I'll send it to you. I saved it. I was like, I'm going to save this for a flyer one day. Looking for a show? Pick a good one. Here, come see Emily Page, work with me at whatever.
Ew, that's so weird. Was I doing it like this?
No, you weren't. You weren't doing that. I think it was just where I stopped.
It's probably my nose. It's got to be. I hope it's where my nose ring is because I don't know if it's because I will twist my nose ring.
It must be because I didn't see the nose ring on the other side of it.
Yeah, so it's got to be my nose ring.
Yeah, your nose ring on this side. Yeah, must have been itchy. Itchy nose ring.
Sometimes I'll like sneeze and it feels like it's gonna fall out, so I like will twist it back to make sure.
Lovely.
How
often do you take that out and clean it?
Never.
You don't clean it?
No.
It's in your nose.
Yeah, I blow my nose. I guess.
Yeah, but you don't think there's some like residual bug on there?
No, there's not.
How do you know if you don't take it out?
Because I can like kind of like twist it like that and like see.
It's not unsanitary?
No.
Okay.
I've had it since I was 18.
Right, but like even like when you have like a bad head cold, you're not like, you know what?
Oh, sometimes if I'm like really I'll take it out and like whatnot. Yeah. Clean it and stuff. Okay. Run underwater.
You ever give your hole a break or just like no?
This one doesn't even bother me. I stopped wearing ear. I used to have 4 holes in each ear.
Okay.
And now I only have like the one weird earring in each ear I wear. I had my ears gauged. Do you remember? Like, yeah, I remember. And then I closed them and I just stopped wearing regular. Like I can wear a regular earring now, but I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I tried the earring thing once when I was younger, and it just
1 or
wasn't
2
me.
holes.
2, but I immediately got rid of it. It just wasn't me.
Right.
Like
I can't see you with an earring.
And that was when I was like a musician and stuff, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "You should get it." I'm like, "Okay," and I just couldn't stop staring at every reflection.
Right.
I was in it, and I just was like. You just know.
You're like, this is just not me. I loved getting pierced. I love getting tattoos too, but I used to love getting pierced. And I guess I just like, after a while, I was like, I wanted my eyebrow done. I wanted my lip done. I wanted like all these different piercings. And then I kind of grew out of that. Whereas I feel like tattoos, I still would get more. Yeah. My aunt gets very upset when I bring this up. Anytime I post something about tattoos, she's like, no more. And I'm like, nah, maybe a few more.
Maybe a few more. I remember a guy used to come to like my apartment. A guy I knew, he would like do piercings at our apartments and stuff. He'd be at a party, he'd have his gear in the car.
Was it the same guy who did your tattoo at the party?
No, that was just a stranger. I only knew that guy one time.
One and done.
One and done. That guy practiced on his mom. She was a big fat white lady with like bad tattoos all over her body. And that's who he was practiced on.
That's crazy.
I was like, you're a good mom. It looked like a terrible like sketch pad.
I love my daughter, but I don't know if I would let her tattoo practice tattooing. Like when she got good, I would.
Yeah, let her be bad on other people.
Let her be bad on other people.
But yeah, the guy one time he was giving someone a tongue piercing in my apartment, and it didn't go good for some reason. There was like a lot of blood.
I feel like that's not supposed to be a bleedy one.
It's not, but apparently it can be.
Oh boy.
We learned it, and the guy was like, what do you do? And because I had thought about getting a tongue piercing back then, and then I saw that happen, and I'm like, and now?
It's a spicy piercing.
It's spicy?
It's like spicy, like feisty little...
I feel like I'd just be constantly like...
lisping
and playing with my mouth, like does it like keep it in your teeth?
My cousin had her tongue pierced, and she chipped her teeth on her tongue piercing because she'd play with it. She'd be like,
What's that one people get? I don't get it. It almost looks like a dot on their face.
Oh, that's like a surface piercing, I think. There was the Monroe. I debated getting that to be like the Marilyn Monroe bead mark, but yeah, there's no
I've seen guys like with like just on their cheek or like here.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And I'm like,
the dimple piercing. I don't know. Again, I
don't know if I figured this is your culture. I know you were goth.
My culture. I wasn't goth. I was emo.
You said goth on the last podcast. You're like, I had my goth phase.
Did I?
You did. So I was going to ask you for a picture of you goth.
No, I wasn't really goth. I was more like emo.
What's the difference between goth and emo?
So much. Well,
let me count the ways.
I definitely wore a lot of black. Like I still wear it. Like I always have something black on me at all times. I just think it's a comfort thing. I would wear like dark makeup and like I had crazy hair and stuff like that. But I feel like goth is more like, I don't know. There's like more to it than that.
Like you listen to like certain type of music to make you goth, or was goth more your look?
I don't know. I don't think I was goth. I think I misspoke.
So and you emo. I'm sorry.
I was more emo. Yeah, emo was like emo rock. Like back when I was growing up, back in the day, like Taking Back Sunday was a popular band. Okay. Like The Used.
Oh yeah, I saw The Used.
Oh, I love The Used.
And who did I see The Used? What was that band?
I liked
Thrice.
Thrice. I never really got into Thrice. But then I liked like Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, I didn't like all those bands, but I had a girlfriend that did.
Okay.
So I went to shows.
Yeah, so I used to do Warped Tour all the time.
Okay.
I think I was, whatever. I just liked the music.
Emo.
I was a little emo. I wanted to dye my hair crazy colors.
Pierced emo girl.
Yeah. But not too crazy. Like I wasn't allowed to get my nose pierced till I was 18.
Okay. And
then my mom took me to get it done. She made me wait.
Did it hurt?
No, I don't think tattoos or piercings hurt. Okay. It felt like you're automatically, when they do it, my eye teared because it's like an automatic response.
Yeah.
But no.
Some tattoos, like the one on my back where it's on my spine.
Oh, that would hurt.
They're
not comfortable. They feel like I always say it feels like cat scratches.
Yeah.
Like over and over again.
Yeah. I guess it's the closer to the bone.
But one by my foot was the only one that really hurt, and it was as they got closer to the toe bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because none of mine are huge. I think this one on my arm is like my biggest one, but like this didn't hurt. Like it's a good spot.
Yeah.
And then this one didn't hurt either, but like I had to sit with my arm back like this. So my arm, like after a while, that hurt. Yeah. And then I have one on my ribs, but that was like it's like that big, so I didn't feel like that hurt.
Yeah.
I like it. I want more.
Yeah.
I would like a sleeve.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But I think my grandma will get mad at me.
Can't the grandma with the shaking leg?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. We were talking about that off camera. So, yeah. So my cousin, Meg, shout out to Meg. Meg watches all of our clips and listens, by the way.
Thank you, Meg.
Yeah. So she commented and messaged me. She goes, we get that from grandma. I'm like, what? The leg shaking. I thought it was just anxiety, but I will watch clips. I'm like, I'm like spazzing every time. Go back and watch them. You'll see in every clip. My leg is shaking.
I never paid attention.
Look at my legs, Joe.
I go with we don't checking out her legs.
Just checking out her legs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so it's DNA then. It's not anxiety.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think we're all anxious too. So I think.
Yeah. Yep. So like I told Emily, she's gonna have to take over this podcast today because I had a day.
Can you? Do you want to talk about your day?
It's just boring stuff, but
just like
tiring.
work stuff.
I'm happy to be on the podcast now.
Yeah,
keeping it light.
Keeping it light. Keeping it fresh. You got a good article. You want to jump into your article that you found?
Oh,
about our girl.
Oh yeah, I didn't read it yet, so we're gonna.
No, but I like
read it live.
I was just excited based on the headline.
I like how I'm not prepared for this.
I love how I called Britney. Well, it's about Britney Spears, our girl Britney.
I can't believe. All right, hold up. I have to get it again. Okay. This is from not too long ago. Britney Spears' entourage seen carrying creepy doll as she arrives in Mexico for beach vacation.
Okay. Like a voodoo doll?
Britney Spears' entourage was seen carrying blah, blah, blah. The toxic songstress, quote toxic, and a man were seen making their way through the airport, later carrying a baby doll wrapped in a pink blanket. In one photo, the toy's leg and foot could be seen protruding out from under the blanket. Spears kept a low profile for the outing, wearing a black hoodie, sunglasses for her airport venture. The pop star has flaunted her doll collection before even dancing with one in October 2021 on an Instagram post. I had a baby, y'all. I'll be taking some time off shooting at home every day. Her nursery is beautiful. Her name is Brennan. We even look alike. My first girl. I'm turning 40 this year. Age is nothing but a number, but seriously, growing up is the dumbest thing you'll ever do. So play on, my friends, while holding a fake baby. I'm trying to. Okay, earlier this year, Spears also reshared a clip of Barbie doll-like figures' legs dancing while announcing she had to be evacuated from her Los Angeles estate due to the devastating fires. So she's carrying this baby around with her.
So I don't ever want to make fun of mental health. But the baby doll dancing while she's announcing she had to evacuate her home is pretty funny.
Well, they carry the baby like in a blanket covered, like they don't want people to see it. Like when they're traveling. She carries a fake baby. Well, maybe
her entourage also carried a backpack. Is the caption on the photo? Imagine your job is to caption the photos.
Oh, yeah, that's her baby doll right there that she carries around with her. She's 40, and she carries a baby doll. Listen. I'm not a doctor, but I'm gonna venture to guess she is crazy.
She needs some help.
I
felt bad.
Yeah. So the story wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. Well, she's just carrying a doll around. And I guess her recent husband filed for divorce, probably starting with that.
Probably started with the doll.
Yeah, but they didn't really.
She also posts videos though of her dancing around with knives, right? Like, I don't follow her on social media, but I've seen clips on TikTok and stuff like that.
Where she with the knives?
Yeah, she'll just dance with knives and stuff.
Well, I guess it's good she has a fake baby then if she's going to be dancing with knives and her kids are old and out of the house.
Well, I know a lot of people because she's got 2 boys and people said, it was bad if K-Fed got custody of those.
Yes, it's all
boys.
Right. Because
usually the mother gets custody.
Yeah.
But I know she went through, at least from what people said on the news and stuff, she went through she had what is it called when she doesn't even have control of her own, not censorship.
Conservatorship.
Yes.
I think I said that word right.
Sure, that's
it rolled off the tongue a little bad at the end.
Yes, Jeff.
I started the word knowing it and then ended with no confidence.
Yes.
That.
Which I would imagine in order to be granted that, you have to hit a low. Although people think Kanye West should have it.
Yeah.
Which I also would agree with because he's gone off his rocker.
Oh, you think? You think he's gone off his anti-Semitic rocker?
I think he has.
Was he ever on the rocker?
So here's my whole thing. I think he's So I was talking to my students about this, how like sometimes there's an artist where you love their art, but you know they're insane or they're like a horrible person.
Yeah.
That is how I feel about Kanye West. Old Kanye music, I think he's brilliant. I think College Dropout was an amazing album. I think like he is a lyrical genius. I have trouble listening to him now because I'm like, you just are either insane or a horrible person or both.
I think he's both.
Yeah.
He's a horrible person.
Because I'm a big mental health advocate, but I don't think mental health should be used as an excuse for poor behavior. Does that make sense? Oh my
God, yes. People do that all the time in regular life.
Right. And I'm like, so I agree. That's where this is coming from. What I just said is stemming more from my own personal beliefs, from what I've dealt with in my personal life. They use that in astrology
to like get away with stuff.
Because I'm a Gemini.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm a Pisces.
You're an Aries, Joe.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying what other people have done to me, these damn Pisces. No.
No, but like I will say that again, like I'm a big advocate for mental health, but I do not think mental health or like mental illness is an excuse for poor behavior.
Yeah, people. There's a woman on Instagram that found her way into my feed, a therapist, and I love her. She's this black woman, and she just all the dumb cliches people say, all the therapy talk people have used over the years, and she just shoots it all down and be like, this isn't what it is, this is your problem. Everyone's like thinking like, oh, I wish I could remember her name, and I would just like play. If you find it,
send it to me.
Let me see if I could, while you come up with a thought.
I had a couple exes that, one in particular, who used to just blame his childhood trauma for all the things he would do that were terrible to me. And I'm like, we've all gone through stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like we all have, like I go to therapy. I have depression. I have anxiety. Imagine if I made that as an excuse as to why I could not function in the world, or as I made an excuse as to why I treated other people terrible. Like, that's not an excuse. Yeah. You know, like I used to say, I have friends I used to work with, we used to always say, you can have a bad day. You can get a day. I'll give you a day.
Yeah.
You don't get a bad month. You don't get a bad year.
Right.
Like you have to eventually find ways to cope with it.
And stop using your past to this woman's called Raquel.
Okay.
The capacity expert.
Ooh, okay.
So I'll just play one of her clips just to see. Wait.
So somewhere along the way, we have stopped seeing emotions as something to feel. And maybe it's just me, but now emotions aren't just signals for you. They become weapons to control others. If someone makes you uncomfortable, they're toxic. If someone doesn't validate your feelings, they are unsafe. If someone holds you accountable, they're attacking you. Here's the truth. Emotions are not evidence. They are not justification. And they're not a path to manipulate the world around you, because emotions were never meant to be externalized like this. They are internal data. They tell you what's happening inside, not what's wrong with everyone else. But instead of processing emotions, we are projecting them, weaponizing sadness instead of sitting with it, right? We use it to guilt people into fixing it for us. We weaponize anger instead of understanding it.
Basically stuff like that. But there's so many great clips of her. I'm like, oh yes, finally. Cause like, I feel like people use their mental health to manipulate.
Right. Well, I've had exes. There's two in particular I can think of, use their own mental health issues as excuses as to why they were able to quote unquote drop the ball and not be held accountable.
Yeah.
Whereas I was also dealing with depression and anxiety, and I had no choice but other than to pick up all the pieces. So, again, I will never be, and these were both men. So I will never, I know there's a stigma against male mental health, and I will always advocate for the fact that I like that men stand up for themselves now and are seeking therapy and but it's not an excuse for you to, I couldn't do it because I was sad. Like, no, I you know what I mean? I think there's, you still have to be a functioning person.
I think, and I probably was guilty with this for a few years, probably because coming out of recovery, I was really into self-help, stuff like that. But it's like, where it's like, I sometimes think we look too much at ourselves. We're this woman even says, she goes, sometimes I think people go to too much therapy. Like, it's like, learn how to live your life. Like, because typically, like she says it too, like typically most people's problems in life, they're just not getting what they want.
Yeah.
And they're acting like babies about it.
No, 100%.
And they're like, I want my life to be this way. It's not. And I'm going to come here and cry about it.
Right.
Because people aren't giving me what I want and living the way I think they should live, instead of just like, chill.
Well, and that's the whole thing too, is like, I love therapy. Like, we've talked about therapy so much, but one thing that therapy's helped me realize is that not everyone handles things the same way that I do, and that's okay. Like, I shouldn't just expect people to react the way I would react, because just because that's how I would react doesn't mean that that's the correct way.
Yeah.
And so I think I've gotten better at, like, as long as people are taking accountability for their actions, that's like my big thing. But like, I tend to, like, say I'm having a fight with you, right? I want to handle things right away because I get very anxious if I hold, like, so I want to be like, this bothered me, this is why. Now, I have dated people where they are the opposite and they need a few moments to, like, collect themselves. Okay. They need to get together, and me coming at them like that is like gonna, like, is not gonna be good. And through therapy, I've learned, like, okay, like, if somebody's telling me, hey, I need a few moments, they're not, like, give them that time. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But not, I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, no. I just feel like I think I've had to, maybe this isn't just therapy, maybe this is just, like, over time and experiences, have come to realize that, like, we were talking about this before the show, but, like, those dating groups or these mom groups, these dating groups will be like, well, if he's not doing this and he's not I'm like, no, it's not always, like, one answer. Like, there's so many variables that go into things, or like, well, if he's not doing the A, B, or C, then you need to break up with him. Or if this is, like, if he can't talk to you about this is, and I'm like, I hate dating people, like, dating advice people. I'm like, this is terrible advice. Yeah. Because, well, we don't know, what is this guy coming into the relationship with? What is his baggage? What is his past? What does he do? Like, and vice versa. Sometimes guys give horrible advice to their guy friends for girls. Like,
I don't give advice anymore. Because
it's
I don't give advice anymore because I feel like people are going to do what they're going to do anyway, regardless.
Right. Probably. It's human nature.
I mean? In relationships or in life, right. To be like, like we were talking about pieces of garbage before, like people that we think are pieces of garbage. Right. And I'm like, I go, once you establish to me you're a piece of garbage, I'm definitely would not help you. And it's like, those are the people that always cry therapy because they're like, you live foul, but you somehow justified it in your mind that you're living right. And then when the foul that you justified in your mind goes wrong, you go, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Or have you noticed they'll get very religious?
Oh yeah, that's
all of a sudden. I'm like,
That's like, yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's like all those, like,
an interesting turn.
That's like all the celebrities get caught cheating and then they're like, I gotta go to sex rehab. I just can't help
the demons.
I'd be like, how come you guys never go to rehab before the catching?
Right. Like, why are you going? Right.
It's so funny.
I don't know.
But no, I think with age though, it's like one of the best things getting older is like, things roll off me so much easier
100%
than they ever did. Like, I honestly have I have no tolerance for bull crap.
No, because why would you want to deal with it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
I'm fortunate. I don't have a lot in my life anymore as I get older. I have a bunch of great friends. I did. Yeah. I don't. Oh no. Yeah. So many people.
I purge yourself.
I purge. I purge.
Somehow I made the cut.
I don't give second chances anymore. You're done. You have to really be in my life a long time for me.
This could be our last episode.
Last episode. She's out of here. This is crazy. No, just you. I got a great group of friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I guess, like I said, I can spot people early now. Like this person's not going to be part of my life.
No, I get that. Well, I think that's with me as well. I've been like that, but I ignored that a lot when I was younger. Like I would get this gut feeling and I would just like ignore it. And I think that over the last couple of years, I just don't ignore it anymore.
Well, because when you're younger, you don't know how you want read it,
right?
And you have a very, what do they call that? Like a rose-colored glasses. Very idealistic things.
Right.
You try to look positive, and you're like, no, there's evil in the world out there. There's
so
pieces
evil.
Of garbage.
Well, for me, a lot of times it was with
your body's telling you what you.
We were just talking about that. Like, there's people I've surrounded myself with that have made me like I have anxiety to begin with, and there's people that I'm calm around. Unless you ask my leg. Apparently, I get very anxious when we're recording this podcast, but I think it's more because I'm drinking coffee. But like I hang out with because we're very calm and it's natural. And there's other people I've hung out with or I've done shows with where like I get very anxious. And then I hate working with them because I get anxious for my show. Like then I'm going to go perform and I'm already anxious because I'm around these people. But now I'm better at listening to that. And like with dating too, I would be like, well, he's a nice guy. But I would know there was something off. And now I'm like, you listen to that, Emily. Don't date them. Right. But you're like, oh, they're nice though. But like just because somebody's nice doesn't mean you have to date them.
No.
I learned that the hard way.
It'd be funny if it's the opposite though. Like, this guy's so mean. But there's something inside me telling me
no, he doesn't make me anxious. He's he just robbed a bank, but he's so sweet.
He's so mean, telling me awful things about myself, but
I can't help it.
I'm not anxious. My body's telling me.
My body's telling me I should date him.
That's probably true with a lot of people too.
They're like, yes, don't fall for that either. That's also bad. Meet a nice guy who doesn't make you anxious. That's the end goal.
Yeah, I guess.
Or meet a nice girl. Maybe not a guy for you.
No, I watch my friends date. They're just so funny. They're like the games they play.
Oh, I won't do that. So here's my other thing. And this is where you were talking about like you let things roll off now. Yeah. So my dad always was just like, if somebody wants to break up with you, just let them break up with you, because why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you? And it was the best advice ever. That's how I the couple times I've been broken up with, I'm like, okay. And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm not fighting for you. Yeah. Like I know what I bring to the table. You're a great person. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. I'm not going to change who I am to convince you to be with me or stay with me. Yeah. That's why when I've broken up with people in the past and they have maybe not reacted as calmly, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Yeah. Like, do you think this behavior is going to win me back?
Yeah. Oh, now you're stalking psycho behavior. I know you cared that much.
Like when I asked you for time and space and you blew my phone up, yes, that won me over. Yeah. When you did the opposite of what I asked you to do. Now, yes.
I had a buddy at medical. He's like, when should I text her? I'm like, what do you mean?
Whenever.
He goes, well, if it's too soon. It's like that old movie Swingers where he didn't know when to call. And then I was like, just do it. I go, if that ruins it, she's a terrible person.
So I was just talking to a comic friend of mine, and he was like, he's talking to this girl and they're hanging out and stuff like that. And they're already talking about going on vacation together. I'm like, are you guys dating? He goes, well, we haven't had the conversation yet. I'm like, I would have that conversation with her before you plan a vacation together. And he goes, well, I'm afraid to bring it up to her. I'm like, don't be afraid. I said, just ask her, hey, where do you see this going? Because she's probably also wondering when you're going to bring it up. It's like, I don't have time for the games. Do you want to date? Do you see this going anywhere? Yes or no? Okay, great. If we're not on the same page, I would rather know now than like 6 weeks from now or 6 months from now.
Yeah. Guys never... Well, it's the guy that wants to know?
Yes.
He wants to know?
Yes.
See, that's so weird. That's a red flag for me for that guy.
Well, good thing you'll never date him.
No, but I'm saying no, because usually guys try to hold that off as long as possible.
He likes her, which I get.
I
like people, Emily, but I'll string them along.
When I got together with my wife, we were together for, I forget how, I had a trip to Cancun planned, and she was like, she wanted to know where we were. She's like, do you love me? Or what are you thinking? And I was like, I'll talk to you when I get back from Cancun. But like, No, but it's very rare that the guy wants to. But I think I'll push back, not push back, but like I have a thought on the. I'm starting to think people should go on vacation right away. Because you can really know how crazy someone is on how they, because vacation's always got some sort of stress.
Yep.
There's always some sort of problems, and you want to see like, does this guy or girl flip out at the slightest thing?
Yes.
And especially early on when they're all addicted on oxytocin and like the natural cocaine in the brain,
natural cocaine,
and then they still can push through and be a psycho. Then you'd be like, yo, this is good.
There's a list of things I think you need to do with somebody before you ever consider getting married to them or being serious. I'll say being serious with them. Mm-hmm. I think you need to travel with them.
Yeah.
I think you need to get into one fight. And I'm not saying a blowout fight, but like some kind of disagreement because you have to see how you both handle conflict.
Yeah.
I think you need to sleep over their place. Mm-hmm. I think you need to sleep with them.
Yeah.
And then I would say live with somebody. But like if you're deciding if you should live with somebody or not, I guess. But I think before you marry somebody, you should live with them if that's like something you're considering doing. I think because after going through a divorce and seeing where issues started opening up.
I still don't think that would change things for people. I think people will still get married.
100%.
Because the problem is if you wait so long to move in with someone, like once you're hooked in with someone, I'm saying they should start looking at relationships totally different. Because people do that for years. Like, let me live with them first. Let me see what they're like. Let me do this. Like, let's bang it out. Be like, you got my, like, you meet a girl or you meet a guy. Here's my number. Let's go on a cruise next week. Like,
I mean, honestly,
you want to come stay at my place for about a month or two? Like, let's bang out who you really are.
That's not necessarily a bad idea.
You know, stop wasting my time.
Well, no, I would agree with that. I think traveling is a huge one. Yeah. Like, especially for people like us who like to travel.
Right.
Like, you better be. But I think you need to get in a fight too. Like, I need, like, let's see how we, like, not like, again, not like a fight.
Yeah.
But like let's have a serious conversation or something serious or conflict come up. Right. And let's see how we both handle it.
Yeah. See, I'm not a big fighter. I used to have
conflict. Like, conflict
be a problem
resolution.
With girlfriends of mine. They're like, they thought I didn't care because I just let stuff roll off.
Yeah, but that's just your personality. You're like my dad with that. That's such a, like.
I'm just like nothing was ever like who cares?
Right.
Like, you want that? Fine.
Right.
Why you just keel?
They fight because you don't fight.
You just agree. Yeah, we fought about me not fighting.
I think you just have terrible taste in women, or had terrible taste in women.
Yeah, they were all fine women, but like
not for you.
I'm not a fighter.
No,
I'm not.
I don't really like to argue either, but sometimes you have to. I think I'm talking more like sometimes you have to have a difficult conversation.
Yeah.
How does that conversation go? Like
typically the what are we? What are we?
Yes.
That's typically the first one. Like, are we a thing? And I think, as a
guy. Or
guy.
financial conversations.
As a guy, or financial conversations, that's always.
Because some people get too emotional, whereas it's very business. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's another thing you should be like, right off the bat. Be like, what's your credit score? Because I am not getting.
Don't F me over. No, or like
I need your credit score. Your debt.
What's your debt?
Like a mortgage.
Yeah.
Your life is a mortgage. Be like, what's your debt to income ratio?
Well, like, okay, if you ever got married again someday, like I've had this conversation, I would be totally fine with a prenup. Yeah. I have no issue whatsoever with signing a prenup.
Yeah.
I don't, because marriage in a sense is a business decision. So like if I ended up marrying a guy who had a lot of money or just wanted a prenup just to have it in place, I would not be offended by that. I would totally understand it. I would sign the prenup.
Yeah, well, I heard a take on that because you're essentially without a prenup allowing the state to make your prenup.
Yeah.
With the current laws they have on the books. And those laws can change where your prenup. Because if you guys can agree on that early on when you're in love.
Right.
Like, how you going to do it when you despise
when
each
you
other.
Hate each other, right?
But I think I guess I've heard people say to like, oh, what, you don't trust me, or you think like, I guess girls like, what, you think I'm gonna take you for everything? And it's like, yeah, like I mean that's what a guy would say. That's why a guy would want, because historically it's not been beneficial, to men, marriage,
right?
You know what I mean?
Or women,
but typically they get the better end of the stick. Typically,
right?
Not all,
no.
But like I've had some friends that have had terrible,
I'm sure,
like outcomes.
I'm sure,
of
right.
Love.
No, but it's like, I think a lot of times women are like, well, you don't, or I don't say women, because maybe some guys too. I've seen it where men get upset about the prenup, and they're like, well, you don't think we're going to be together forever? This doesn't have anything to do with me thinking that we are or we're not going to be together forever. This is like, God forbid we are not.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about it down the line. We already have it taken care of.
Yeah, no, I think that's what anyone should do, getting married. Mm-hmm. Or like get an arranged marriage or something. Just find some.
No, I'm too much of a control freak.
I know the Indian ladies I flirt with at Dunkin' Donuts.
They're going to try and arrange.
They're all in arranged marriages.
And they love it?
They love it. And they said, because I was like, you didn't, so you guys didn't fall in love before? Like, I learned to love them. But
That's cute, though.
I guess there's something to that.
Well, I don't think there's any right or wrong way. It's like whatever works for people.
At least they didn't get a losers. It was easier to weed out the losers, I guess.
There you go. Well, because your family's not going to let you marry a loser.
Yeah, you hope.
You hope.
But I've never met any Indian Dunkin' Donuts ladies that have had bad marriages. So I've only met two.
Did you survey them as you go?
Well, they were flirting with me, and then
so their marriages are going great then. If they're flirting with
just flirting,
the white man, get his coffee. You would disappoint their families.
So bad, so bad.
No, I don't know.
He went to Harvard Comedy School.
Oh, that's my phone's almost fallen. No, I don't know.
No, but I think they need to flip the thing to learn about people. Go vacation early on. Get all that. Stop wasting time.
I would be down with that.
Stop wasting time. But that could be fun though. Imagine like you meet someone at a bar or somewhere. You're at a party and you're like you want to whatever. Want to go to Turks and Caicos next week? Just take a risk. Be like, I have no idea who this person is.
So I will say this. That sounds great. I think it's easier as a man to be like, that would be great. As a girl, it's a little scary to be like, can I go away with a man? Like, what if he kills me? Like, unfortunately, we have another added thing. Because I've had guys ask me.
But you don't really know if your boyfriend's going to kill you either.
No, that's true. You hope not.
But I only say that because like I remember a buddy of mine, two buddies of mine went on this quote unquote singles Turks and Caicos vacation one time, and they were expecting to meet women there, but he's like all the women wanted to be with the Turks and Caicos local guys. They're like, we could meet American men in America.
That's fantastic.
And these girls were going partying with these guys from another country. They weren't afraid.
Yeah, no. Well, I feel Well, it's like
I bet for every Natalie Holloway, there's a lot of fun being had by women out there. I'm just.
True.
Right?
Very true. Too soon. No, I'm just too
soon.
Too soon.
There was a recent one, but nobody knows her name.
Oh, yeah, that was sad, though.
It was very sad.
Did they get to the bottom of that yet?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. We don't cover serious news on this podcast.
Yeah, no.
Britney Spears with dolls.
But as a guy, I could see it would be easier. But if a girl said that to me,
you would be down?
Say if I met a girl and I'm kicking it with her that night, we're vibing really good. She goes, "You want to go, whatever, name a place tomorrow?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, let's do this."
That would be great. I would like that too. I like that kind of spontaneity.
Because even if it went south fast,
you're still on vacation.
Terrible, I'm having a great story for stage.
That's true.
And for the podcast.
No, I'm
doing this for the podcast.
Excuse me. I watched a documentary on Netflix. I don't remember the name of it, but it was about this couple that went on their second or third date. They went to Costa Rica, but it was during lockdown, so they got stuck in Costa Rica for a couple months. Wow! And they barely knew each other.
And how'd it go?
Well, I think they're still together. Hold on, I'll see if I can look. But it was a great documentary. Netflix couple in, I think it was Costa Rica. Oh, yeah. It was called Longest Third Date. So
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, they found themselves stuck on their third date in Costa Rica during COVID-19, and they didn't even tell people they were going, and they're still together. Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
it's one of those documentaries I would rewatch.
That is a pretty. That'll probably be made into a regular movie because that's a great plot.
What a rom-com, right?
Yeah, you're just stuck.
Yeah, they were just stuck there on a resort and they had to like.
I think would be good about. Here's the thing I think would be good about a vacation like that, because it's like you're right in the mix of it then,
right,
with each other, and you're probably going to be like, you can only not be yourself in person for so long.
They say usually 3 months.
Yeah, but that's 3 months with seeing each other occasionally and
so
texting.
This is like,
but if you were with someone for a couple days, you're going to be you within a day.
100%.
There's no way you can fake that
100%
for that long. That's like they say, like long, like those, like you get like a politician on like a 3-hour podcast,
right?
By hour 2, they've ran out of their talking points they do on those quick hits, and you're gonna know who they are for those second 2 hours.
Some of them can't even make it 2 hours.
Yeah, but yeah, that'd be a good idea for a movie. But
get that screenplay out.
Yeah.
No, I like your idea, because I think like the people that I'm gonna change this around the way what I was gonna say. I have had travel trips or like vacations decide that I was going to end a relationship. Like I've had trips where I was like, this is not going to work. And it's been further on in the relationship.
Yeah.
Right? I specifically remember my ex-husband and I going on 2 vacations, one we were dating, when we were married, where we got in huge fights in both. Especially the one where we were married, got in huge fights. And it was telling. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like, it was more circumstantial. We know that neither of us can talk. It's the French toast latte. But it is like very, like, to me now it's important that when I'm dating somebody, like we can travel well together.
Yeah.
Like if a conflict comes up, like I also am like the type A person in travel where like with my exes, I planned everything. So I planned I booked the hotel, I booked the flight, I booked and it's nice when you're dating somebody and for me now, I like if I'm dating somebody and they're like, I booked this, I did this. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have to like worry as much. Like, oh.
Did you ever go on a trip with someone and meet someone else?
No.
While you're on a trip with someone?
No. Like I've met friends, but not like somebody else I was interested in.
Oh.
No.
I had this time.
Did you, Joe?
Yeah, because I was trying to.
You're like, I hope Emily also has.
No. It's actually. Now I met a girl after one of my shows with my old band in the 90s. I met this cute blonde girl. I forget her name. Like we only hung out.
Cute blonde girl. Hung
out a few times, and then I was like, hey, I already had a camping trip planned for Vermont. So I was like, you want to come on this camping trip with me? She's like, yeah, sure. And we were hitting. It was great. We were having a good time. And then because it was like a whole group. It was a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of people from other states coming to this camping thing. And I meet this girl.
Another girl.
I didn't think it was
cute blonde hair. Cute blonde girl too?
No, cute brunette.
Okay, cute brunette. Got it.
Because we were doing this canoeing thing or whatever, and whatever. But I wasn't thinking that when I met her. She was just cool.
Right.
But then whatever, you just start vibing with them, and you're like, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm here with somebody because
what ended up happening?
So check this out. This is crazy.
Hold on, Emily. Wait.
So I'm like the girls were making me laugh and making her laugh, like really hitting it off. So like,
if you played your cards right, Joe, you could have.
This canoeing thing's done. So I'm go back to the campsite. I'm like, oh wow, that's weird. That's weird because I knew I was going to see her later on,
right?
Because there was like a whole dance like rave thing that night. And okay, long story short, right? So I meet this girl and I'm like disappointed that I can't get with her. That girl I came with, she met a guy she was disappointed she couldn't get with, and we I don't know how it came up, but we both admitted it, and she went to that guy's tent. That girl came to my tent. Nice. That's how we finished. That's amazing. It was such a weird.
I love
it was such a weird thing. It was so weird.
No, that's great though.
But
that's a great movie too.
It was like the most bizarre thing because I'm sitting there. I'm like, not that I was going to treat this girl any different,
right?
But I was just like,
you should make that. Would be a great movie.
I guess, yeah, I never even thought about that because it seemed like such like a
that's a great rom-com. You should get in like.
Yeah. Thank God we have low listenership. No one can steal this from me.
No one take Joe's idea because I'm going to help him write it, and I want.
I
want to be in the movie.
I wish I knew that girl. I wish I like knew how to get in contact with her to like be like, remember that? That was like so hilarious. It was like hilarious.
Hi, cute blonde girl. Do you remember when I met cute brunette girl on the?
Yeah, I wish I could remember how we even got the conversation.
Brunette's name?
No, I don't remember anybody's name.
How long did you talk? Was it just a weekend thing and you never saw the brunette again?
We did like the AIM thing a little bit because she was from like up in Massachusetts and stuff. So it wasn't like she was a Jersey girl.
I don't love a Jersey girl.
But it was a nice weekend.
All right.
But I was also in my early 20s, so it wasn't like I was...
What if that blonde girl married that guy?
Very well.
Oh my gosh, you could have been like a matchmaker.
I could have been a matchmaker.
Could have been a matchmaker.
Could have been a matchmaker. But I remember feeling like such garbage.
No, but it worked out.
With that, you're like, oh... Because like you're back at the campsite with the other girl, and you're like... You were just really into her like that morning.
Oh, you could listen.
Not that I wasn't into her, but you're like... You know, I really want to go back and talk to that girl.
A guy friend of mine told me a story about when he was dating this girl back in the day, and he really like didn't like her anymore, but he didn't want to break up with her. So he tried to. They all went out one night, and he tried to get her to cheat on him. So he would.
He got trying to get her to cheat.
Yeah, he was like, and I think she ended up like making out with some guy. He's like, oh.
He's sitting there.
No. Yeah, so they broke up.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
I was like, just broken up with her,
or just been an
a-hole. Yeah, nope. Like, I'm gonna get hard.
Yeah, like that, I wouldn't do that much of a project.
But it worked.
I know how. That's. I mean, how.
I don't know. Anyway,
I know that seems like so much work. Be like, dude, you gotta.
Some people like to work backwards, and I'm like, there's an easier way to handle this situation.
Yeah, and if it was that easy for you to do it for her that night, you probably could have got rid of her very easily.
Way quicker.
You could have been like, I don't want to be with you. She would have turned around. I'm with him now.
Right. I hate breaking up with people too.
Yeah.
I've broken up with more people than I've been broken up with. I've been very fortunate in that way, I guess. But like, I also just like, I hate breaking up with people, especially after the last breakup I went through.
Yeah.
Which was insanity.
But like, yeah, I've been on Twitter.
My divorce wasn't terrible. I think by that point we had like, I feel like you like from my experience that was like months over. That was over months time. Yeah. That like it was ending, and then finally you get to the point where you're like, this is. But we were both like he was indifferent at that point, so it didn't matter. Right, so there was no fight.
Yeah, so that's good.
I was lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
But like then I don't like hurting other people, but like I've learned that you can't be one person who wants the relationship and one person who doesn't. That's not a relationship.
No. But I know people that were married for many, many years that they're like, I've talked to my grandmothers and they're like, I didn't like them for like 5 years. Yeah. Like I couldn't stand them for like 5, and then you just ebbs and flows. Right. I don't know if I want that though. No, but you know what the thing is though? I've been around enough long-term married people to know that it's not uncommon. It's not. Quite possibly inevitable. Right. If you're talking being with someone even think about like some of your best friends. Right. Like there's just times I just can't be around them or whatever for whatever reason. So I think sometimes people give up too quickly thinking like, oh my God, like they're not my everything. Like, right. I mean, sans physical abuse. Well, mental abuse. Yeah. But I think sometimes you just know. Yeah. I think sometimes you just know that they're not the right person for you. I think it depends. Yeah. For me, I feel like my relationship, I was too young to feel the way I felt. I mean, listen, and there was stuff that happened between me and my ex, but like, let's take out the big cherry on top problem. Yeah. Him and I were already growing apart. Yeah.
We were too young to already feel
you
like
were young to settle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think so. And I'm not saying like my ex-husband's remarried, and I hope that they're both very, very happy. And I hope that he found his person finally, because I would like to, have that as well. But we were not each other's people. We were together basically our entire 20s. I think we grew apart. I think we wanted different things. We had different things that were important to us in life. We got complacent, and I think that's the worst thing you can do in any relationship is get complacent, because then we became roommates and we were not growing together anymore. And I didn't feel like
that's
either
different.
One of us wanted to put the effort in to fix it.
Yeah, that's just a lifestyle. That's like a whole like love and hate and stuff is like more like there's that old Honeymooners episode that I always love where he was Ralph Cramden was like just mad at his best friend.
Yeah.
Ed Norton, like, I can't stay. He's out of my life. Da, da, da. I don't want to. He went and got a new best friend. Like, he was like, then Ed went to the hospital. It was an accident and he went there. And like, I thought you don't like him no more. He's like, how I think, what I say about him and how I feel about him are two different things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's totally true though.
So it's like, I see what you're saying. That's more like, what do they call that? God, my brain isn't working tonight.
I feel like
it's like a lifestyle, for lack of better terms. Like, you just want to live different lifestyles.
Right.
What is my feelings? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when I say like they like, oh, we hated them. It's just like they were annoying.
Well, love and hate are not too far apart from each other.
Right.
Love and indifference are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds like that's what you had, the indifference.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And it was just like they were, sometimes people can be good people, but they are just not the people for you.
Yeah. I know people though, friends that chase that early high of relationships, in the moment that fizzles, they're like, well, it's over. I definitely know people like that. I usually know by 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. That usually seems to be where for me, I'm like, oh no, we're just on different. Yeah.
But I always know going into it, I'm like, know deep down it's not the person for me. And my grandma keeps telling me I'll know. Like, I'll know it's the person. That's my grandma. Grandma Joan. Grandma likes to watch our podcast.
Yeah, but you always wonder what that even means. Like,
I don't know, but she's been married 60-something years, so she knew.
I hear. Yeah. How you know?
I think you know when you know, Joe.
Like, what do you know? Like, what do you know?
When you know, Joe.
Or you know when you look back, you're like, holy crap, this has been 50
I think
years.
you know when you know.
You know when you know?
You know when you know.
You know what
you know when you meet them. Like, you'll know when you meet the person.
When you meet them? Like,
yeah.
Not when you just meet them.
Maybe.
Like
I don't know.
Nah.
You know when you know.
You know when you know. How do you know? I feel like when people say you know when you know.
This is like who's on first.
They thought they knew. But they didn't really know.
No, but I always.
How many times? I think of any long-term relationship. At that time, you're like, I know this guy's.
No, I always knew. No. I always knew that they were not the person for me.
Deep down, but
I thought, no, they're good people. Everyone feels this way.
You've never had someone that you thought, and then you were like blown away when it wasn't?
No, not with long-term, not with people I've dumped.
Really?
No. I've known.
So you've never been with someone thinking it was like this special
obviously,
thing.
like, I got married. So, right. Obviously, I was like, he's a good person. Like, I love him. Yeah. But I think deep down, I knew. I definitely did.
You've never been thrown for a loop then?
Not yet.
Oh wow! See, I've had heartbreaks where it was thrown. You're like,
I've been sad.
But also, guys don't think about if they're the one. That's not a guy thing. That's
I've been sad when like I've gotten like there was a guy I dated after my divorce that like we're still friends. He's the one I told you messaged me. He goes, "You're talking about me on your podcast."
Oh, yeah.
So he's gonna be like, "You're talking about me on the podcast," and we're great friends. And ended up we were better friends than we were.
I can never imagine listening to an ex-girlfriend's podcast.
He's great. We love him.
No, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just saying, I would never listen to it.
Maybe cut some of this out. Okay.
No, it's staying in.
Anyway,
he needs to know.
I was sad when he broke up with me, but it was also
why'd you break up with her? No.
Well, no, honestly, like
he who listens to the podcast,
he who should not be named. So I will say this: it was the first guy I dated after my divorce. We only dated for like 3 months.
Okay.
He was also going through a divorce at the time.
Gotcha.
Okay. But he reflected and was like, I am not ready to date somebody with a kid. And he told me that. He owned it. And I said, you know what, though? I would rather you have broken up with me than dragged it out.
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought
guess he had no kids then.
He had no kids. He doesn't. Yeah, he still doesn't have any.
I don't want to hate someone with their kids, but my kids.
Yeah. No. No, but like, I honestly was like, thank you for that. Like, thank you for not dragging. That was respectable.
I still wouldn't listen to your podcast. It's so weird though. Like,
but we're like friends. So like we ended up becoming, because like I went through a divorce, he was going through a divorce.
Gotcha,
so we like kind of whatever.
I don't think I'm anything more than Facebook friends with ex-girlfriends.
We're not even Facebook friends. We're just, I guess, Instagram friends.
I mean, sorry. I didn't know you were so hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity.
We're not Facebook. We're Instagram friends. We're in the Meta umbrella.
That's so funny. No, but like, so that one.
That's so funny. I'm like a justification. Be like,
not Facebook.
You're friends with your ex on Facebook? Whoa. Snapchat, easy. Settle down.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I even like, I never thought like he was the one. You know what I mean? Like,
3 months.
Yeah, you don't like know.
Yeah.
But I knew with like my last serious relationship, I knew. So that one was interesting because we met during COVID.
Okay.
And we hung out, and the first couple times we hung out, I was like, I don't know. Like, he was nice. He like brought me flowers. Like, he did like a lot of nice things. I was also not used to that. Like, guys giving me flowers. I'm not a big flowers fan. I don't really like flowers, which has also become a running joke. I'll tell you about later.
Why would we want to joke about it on the comedy podcast? What would we say?
I have the guy I'm talking to now. Okay, I'm always like, you don't buy me flowers because you don't like flowers. Like, it's like a running gag.
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
I'm like, I would like it if you bought me flowers. He's like, but you don't like them. Why am I gonna? And I'm like, it's true though. I don't really. Yeah. They do nothing for me. But so this guy, like, I remember now. And he's probably going to have spies listening to this, so it'll get back to him, I'm sure. But he's...
Hey, bud, if you're going to listen...
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment. Subscribe, leave a comment. Just...
I knew deep down, like, it was like, I don't know. There was something, whatever. But I remember him specifically telling me, he's like, I will wait for you to like me. I will give you the time. I will give you time. You'll come around. And I did, obviously. Like, I dated him. I like to blame that I was in a very vulnerable place when we dated.
So this is the second guy. This was the first guy? No, the first guy. This is the
guy you know.
Okay. I will wait. Ugh.
Anyway.
Okay.
And that ended up being the terrible breakup.
That's...
No, it was not good.
But
like, so now, from now on, I'm only trusting my gut. And I'm only talking to people that I could potentially see it going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if my gut says, then I'm trusting that.
Yeah. Please, if your gut makes you sick, they may not be the one.
No.
But hey, if life is a rom-com, then you won't know the one. As that always happens in rom-coms, it's like, it's never the guy, it's the other guy. But
it depends on what the theme.
But rom-coms have also ruined people's lives, I think. Thinking that that's how things...
Is it friends to lovers, enemies to lovers? Like, there's all those different tropes.
I think that's messed people up relationship-wise, some rom-coms. Because it's like... Yeah, like you say, like the one, the feeling, the one. And I used to always think of that, and I'm like... What do you like? What what's this?
So this is what I think for me.
Yeah,
I'm not the one. So I was not great. Like, I had things I had to work through in every relationship too. And I think another tell for me as the fact that no one I have been with up to this point has been the one for me is the fact that I have always had one foot out the door.
Gotcha.
I have always had the. What if
left your options open?
But not like in a way where I was like flirting with anyone, or in a way where I was like but I was always looking for the problem so I could be like, that's why I'm leaving, and leave.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And I think for me, what the tell is going to be is when I finally meet somebody where I'm not looking for the out.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? It's more
I
of
guess,
a me thing. Like the one.
I don't think I've ever looked for the out, so I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a terrible person.
You're a terrible person. I just can't relate with that.
Well,
like I've always kind of like whenever I've been in a committed relationship with someone, always went with like good hopes.
We always went with commitment.
With commitment. I
just.
When you think about with that thing, like you'll know. I was trying to think about it in a way because I've had guys tell me this. Like whenever like someone has a baby, right? Like women, like they bond with their baby. Obviously, they grew this thing, but like
You're supposed to.
Like well, that's what I'm saying. Like I had guy friends say when they saw their son or daughter, immediately there was this rush of love. Like my father said that about me and my brother. But then I have friends that have had kids that are like, I thought I was broken because I felt nothing.
No, and
but then the bond like over time, and I wonder if like because here's
people
my
fall
thing.
in love differently.
Here's my thing, like, because like I've talked about this with a therapist too, like the initial attraction, the initial, because she knows I'm like a drug addict or former drug addict. Let me put it out there, former. I used to do cocaine and stuff. Like
I've heard that's a rush,
but the chemical in your brain when you're in a new relationship and like the newness of relationship, it's the same chemical that cocaine puts in your brain. So like people be like, I've never done cocaine. I'm like, you've done it. Anytime you've been in a new relationship, you're on cocaine and you're not thinking straight in the world. Like
when does that start to wear off though?
On a relationship?
Yeah. So like my question is like like sometimes like people call it like the honeymoon stage, right? Is that like the first 6 months? But like what happens if you're 2-3 years into a relationship and you still get that feeling every time you see them? That can't still be that new relationship because it's not new anymore. Right.
No, not that initial
That's
rush.
Probably great.
But I'm saying like if you're making the decision, if you're like thinking that the decision of the one is during that time, it could be a faulty. Could be a faulty decision. I'm saying.
False positive.
But you're not feeling that intense. But like months down the road, you can probably be like, oh, now I know.
Yeah.
Because this is settled in.
Because to me, it's like if I know after like 2 years, like I said, 1.5 years, 2 years for me, I'm like, I know if I'm still like iffy, then it's probably iffy. I should leave. But like I can't wait for that time where I get past that, and if I'm still feeling it and I'm still want to put my effort in, I think that's when I'll know. Like
I guess that okay. That's
my person. I want to stick it out.
Emotions are so bizarre,
crazy.
It is. Yeah, like I did year to two to find out I'm to spend 10 more with you.
Well, my life is a very long life, you know?
We hope.
I think too, like, I always say that I think my divorce was the best thing that ever happened to me in relationship sense, because I learned so much about myself since my divorce. And I've dated different people and I've met different people and I've had different experiences, right? I think now I'm not as desperate to have a partner because I do so much on my own now. So I would love to have a partner to like do these things with, but like I can travel by my, like I'm not waiting to be in a relationship or waiting for a man to do these things. That's why I do my trips stuff. I do comedy. I have my daughter, so I don't feel like I don't want any more children. So I don't feel that biological clock is ticking. So there's no pressure for me. I can take my time. I can meet people and like really... and I can really decide, like, is this the type of person I want in my life?
No, you're in a good spot.
I feel like I'm in a great spot right now for dating.
Because you have the stuff. You have what you want. Like, you have all those, your bingo board checked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just feel like I'm in a really great spot finally to be dating. I feel like I'm more self-confident. Yeah. I think when I dated the person, my big relationship after my divorce, I was in a very vulnerable spot. And I think that affected my picker when I was picking people.
Yeah, that's why they say you should like chill for a while after relationships because your picker's off.
Your picker might be off.
Your picker is off. But no, that's interesting. I think I talked about it on the podcast before. Like my grandparents knew each other 2 weeks before they got married, spent their whole life together.
Because there's no rhyme or reason. There's no,
she said she wanted to get out of her house. It was strictly business. And she was I learned to love him. But it was also a different time. There's a lot of, it wasn't as much choices. Like, I think she only went to school till like the 6th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean? She wasn't going out there to like take on the world. She wanted to just become a mom.
Well, and here's the thing, like I'll tell my students all the time, because I have high school students, and I'll be like, this person you're dating is probably not the person you're getting married. You're going to marry. That being said, I go,
they could be.
They could be, because my aunt and uncle have known each other since middle school and got married and are happily married. So it didn't work for me, but who knows? You know what I mean? Like every relationship is so different.
Yeah.
Every marriage is so different.
I don't give people advice to bring it around, because people are like, oh, what do you I was like, dude, I don't know.
Right.
I go, I have no idea how to help myself.
Right.
Like I'm
still figuring it out. Like, I don't know.
But like advice is whatever.
Right.
Is that whatever.
That's a great way to, I think we
wrapped it up in a bow.
I loved that.
A bow. Did want to save the games for the next
let's do games next time.
We're wrapping it up, people. Nice topic on relationships and love and the one.
And Britney Spears.
Fake
and baby dolls.
Baby dolls. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We did. Go, like, subscribe, rate on iTunes if you want. If you don't, fine. Just share our reels. Do all the stuff that we ask you to do. And we'll see you next time.